guys, welcome back. Unless this is your first time, welcome to the show. I'm Northwest Fisherman Chris, and today we're going to be cracking open that MTB Pro Panfish and Trout. This is usually one of my favorite boxes to open during the month. I mean, I like all my boxes, but this is one of my favorites. But the last couple months, it's been kind of letting me down a little bit. But yeah, if you're new here, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. That would be awesome. And let's get this thing cracked open here. Alright, what do we got going on here? We'll just start off. So we got three Eagle Claw laser sharp hooks, plain shank, glide bait hook. Nothing super fancy. I think it's kind of weird that this package actually doesn't say the size. They look to be size 4, but that's kind of weird that it doesn't say. Interesting. All right, moving on. Molix Triago Spintail. Okay, so this bait's kind of cool. I have this already, which this is what we're talking about, getting repeats, and I've gotten this pretty recently too, which is sort of upsetting. So this thing it's tiny. First of all, it's got fairly good weight to it, if I remember right. Yeah, it's 1/4 of an ounce for such a little thing, but the holographic detail on it's really awesome. Number 2 Colorado blade tail. It's got a ball bearing swivel back there, mounted in the back, so it's high quality stuff. It's a really good, nice tail spinner. I can't really say anything bad about it other than, well, I already have one. And mine looks just like this. Whatever. I mean, it's fine. I'm not mad. I'm probably eventually going to lose it, bust it off on something, So it's kind of nice to have one. I might have already done that. I don't remember. I think I did, because I think I was fairly upset because this thing is really small and cool. And we got a spinner, so this makes me pretty happy. This is a Bells button from Original Lucky John. Let's just be honest about this for a second. 6 grams, 0.21 ounces, so it's just under 1/4 of an ounce. Size number 2. Let's just clear the air on this one. This is a knockoff Blue Fox Vibrix. Okay, I have the Blue Fox Vibrix in this color. Identical. Is that going to keep me from throwing this? No, I'm still going to throw this. This is going to be an absolutely great lure, especially for those overcast days. Are the absolute best for these. I mean, they work great on sunny days, but overcast days, and especially if that water has any a lot of discoloration in it, this is perfect because it makes a lot of sound. Trout go crazy for this thing. I've even caught bass on this. Yeah, this is fantastic. Wish they'd be honest and not call it an original for whatever reason they call it an original. I don't know if the company that actually made this is original, but this is a Blue Fox by Vibrix. This is a Vibrix by Blue Fox. Through and through. You can even look inside the body. And the way it rattles and clicks. It's actually a lot tighter than a Vibrix. And it's an identical blade, identical color scheme. Even the paint on the blade is exactly the same. Exactly the same. I mean, I'm still going to use it. This is still a fantastic bait, but this original part just got me. I'm just going to stop. Okay. This I know I have. This I know I already have 2 of. I believe I got this in my Panfish and Trout box last year once, and then I got it a second time in my Bass box later on. So this thing is actually really cool. And I don't have the gold one. I have 2 of the silver ones. This thing is tungsten. Alright, so this thing is a 1/6 of an ounce. It's gold. The little Colorado blade is gold. It's got a ball bearing swivel. This thing's little. It's a good tailspin, and it plays good game at being a blade bait, because this thing does shimmy coming through the water column really, really well. I've thrown it a fair amount, and I've caught some pretty decent trout on it. But this gold one, actually, this opens up all new possibilities. Because on days that the silver one would really shine, I don't usually ever want to throw anything that's got a Colorado blade on it, because I don't need to fish that deep. And I don't need the extra vibration. I need more flash. Granted, the body adds more flash, but I'd rather throw something on like a willow blade. That's just me. But this is cool. I'm just glad that this one's a different color than my other ones. Okay, so here, look. We got jig heads. And I've noticed the last couple months, I think somebody at Catch Co saw one of my videos, because I used to complain almost every single video that there were no jig heads in any of these boxes, and then they would always send us soft plastic baits, at least 1 or 2 packs, sometimes more, and no jig heads. But the last couple months, we always get jig heads. Maybe I got lucky. But no, these are Big T Slasher jig heads. Super strong wire keeper. It's all about the action. These are 1/16 ounce, so that's really great, actually. Nice chartreuse head. Check these guys out here. Nice 3D eye on it. Little bitty wire keeper there, which is great. I mean, this is only a 1/6 of an ounce. This isn't that big, so you don't need a monstrous keeper. So this works out perfect with the chartreuse head. That's cool. I like this a lot. This makes me really happy. And speaking of things to throw that on, we got some of those crypto crappie grubs. And this is the moment where I can't remember if Crypto is the company where they change colors or not. I believe Crypto is the color changing depending on temperature. Soft plastics. And they're pretty cool, because you end up with randomized patterns. Okay, so we're starting as white for the scrub tail. Let's hold this in my hand. I'll go ahead and talk about something else while I try to warm this up. So we got Euro Tackle, Micro Finesse, Fat Assassin 2-inch, scented, 8-pack. I know for a fact I already have these, but it's okay. These are actually pretty awesome. You can throw these on all kinds of things. Oh, there we go. So these are scented, and I kind of really do enjoy the Euro Tackle baits, because they're high quality. They're really, really high quality. Okay, so it really is just a big old fat worm. So something like this, I didn't change color. We'll talk about that in a second more. So something like this, you could totally fish this on the jig heads given. Now, I would recommend throwing this on like a 1/32 or a 1/64 jig head, but you can totally throw that on this 1/6. This is going to be very unfun to get this on here. Oh, yeah, it just popped out because it is so finessey. You definitely want a smaller jig head. But for the sake of the video and for the sake of the box, okay, I did a really bad rigging that, but they are scented, so they're kind of slimy. I mean, this isn't ideal, a 1/32 or a 1/64, like in the Trout magnet kits, or just those jig heads. They're not very expensive. Would be perfect. But these Fat Assassin grubs are really great. They really are. What I do with them is I throw them on like a 1/32 or a 1/64 jig head, and then I throw that underneath a weighted bobber. Throw it in the river. Sometimes when I'm out fishing, I'll just, because I always keep a couple of these in my bass stuff with a couple jig heads, I'll like just throw them in the package, and bobber rides for free, you know. And if I'm just bored bass fishing, or I'm not seeing anything, or I'm curious what the forage in the lake is, I'll throw one of these guys on there versus like live bait. They still hit it. I wouldn't say it works better than live bait, but I also necessarily wouldn't say that live bait works better than this, because this has a lot of action. It's scented, and you don't have to keep it alive like live bait. Now minnows outfish this, but that's also minnows. And good old grubtail. This did not change color at all. So maybe this isn't the color changing one. Either way, I really like these baits. I love grubtails. This will fish on this all day long, every day of the week, absolutely everywhere. All patterns, all temperatures, all water clarity, all day, everywhere. That will catch your crappies. I like to call them crappies. That will catch your panfish, your trout, your everything. You can catch bass on this. You can catch walleye on this. You can probably catch a bird on this. Be careful of ducks, guys. I actually did almost catch a duck one time that was chasing me, a little grubtail. But yeah, the grubtails I feel like are incredibly underrated as a trailer or as a bait or just in general, because all like a big worm, all that is a giant grubtail. That's all it is. Grubtails are amazing. Alright, let's see what this last thing is. South Bend Techni Spinner, 1/4 ounce. South Bend. Why does that sound familiar? Hold on. I'm gonna look something up here real quick. Okay. Yeah. So that's exactly what I thought, where I had recognized this. Okay, you guys aren't going to be able to see this. Let me try turning my brightness down. Yeah, there we go. South Bend is that weird Walmart brand kind of thing. That's really weird that they would put this in here. Okay, so this is a South Bend Techni Spinner. It's 1/4 ounce. Panther Martin design blade. Yeah, it's Panther Martin all day long. Wow, that's weird. Huh. Oh. So, the body of this, instead of being twisted at the bottom here, let me grab that other spinner. Oh, you're not going to be able to see it on this one very well. Okay, so bad example. So typically on inline spinners, like the better ones, I'm just going to say the better ones, they are looped at the bottom. This one isn't. It's just looped over, and then the wire goes back up through the body, and then just bends out. So if you caught anything like really decent on it, it's just going to pull that hook right off this bait. Which is kind of lame, but I just don't understand why this is like this. That doesn't make any sense. Why would they put a South Bend lure in the box? Let me check this. Yeah, no, they did. That's kind of upsetting. A little bit. Alright, so that's a really cool sticker. I really like that. Anyway, going back to the South Bend business. That kind of really upsets me. I mean, every company pretty much makes a tail spinner, okay? There's no, like, original tail spinner. I mean, you could say MEPS, but whatever. This is a knockoff Blue Fox, okay? It could be argued that both of these, well, definitely that one, that's a knockoff MEPS. The Tarago. Now, this one, this is a blade bait with a tail spinner. You can't really say that this is a knockoff or anything like that, because I don't even know who the first company was that made this. Who knows? Okay? So, justifiably just say 2 out of those 3. Whatever. Okay, this is definitely 100% a knockoff. They could have just put a Blue Fox in there for the... How much was that thing? $5. They could have just actually put a Blue Fox in. Well, I'm happy to get more spinners. And I dropped it. I'm not really happy to get... Okay, yeah, it's stuck to my carpet now. I'm not really happy to get a Walmart brand spinner in my box. I mean, everything else is really great. I'm super happy about all of this. This is a big letdown. Like, guys, this ain't cool. This ain't... Just when I thought, I don't know, I've been kind of playing in my mind with the idea of not getting the MTB box anymore. I think I'm going to definitely think about this box, really look at it hard the next couple months, and decide if I'm going to keep getting it. Because if they're going to start doing this, and I mean my last like 2 or 3 boxes were not that great / a lot of repeats that I got from this box in recent memory. And then there's been some like weird, not great stuff before that. I don't know. It's kind of upsetting because this basically is one of my favorite boxes to open every month. Just because, I mean, I fish for bass, yes. But I also live in the Pacific Northwest, so trout fishing is still a big part of what I do. Like, I always take like my spinners and my trout gear when I go out bass fishing. Just because, like, if I get bored or whatever, and I don't want to keep bass fishing, or the bite falls off, or insert whatever reason, I mean, I can always troll a spinner to my next spot, or if I see some trout jumping, I can cast out and get them. No big deal. But that just really rubs me the wrong way, you know? But I don't mean to be negative, guys. I try to be honest as I can on the show about things, but it's like hurtful. It's like finding out that like your like role model growing up, say it was like Superman, finding out that Superman is just an actor on TV and not like a legit dude. That's a really bad analogy, but you get the idea. Like, I've thoroughly enjoyed this in the past, but now it's not so great. What to do? But yeah, I'm gonna leave it on that note. Stay safe out there, guys. Stay warm. Respect the water because more than likely, wherever you're at, that water, it's cold and it doesn't care about you and it's unforgiving. Remember, in 40-degree water, I believe shock sets in 7 minutes, and well, you're dead of hypothermia in 15. So stay safe out there, guys. Um, just watch the weather, really, because right now the weather's just kind of all over the place. And remember, fish around and find out. Take care, guys. I'll catch you later.